Hello! In this video, we're going to take a bird's eye view of managing a project. If you haven't had any formal project management training, being assigned the responsibility of leading one can be quite daunting. However, rest assured there are many tools and techniques out there that can help you get a grip on the complexity of your project. One of the first things you'll want to do after getting assigned a project is to think about which processes you will utilize to manage it. Rather than try to invent your own approach, save yourself a lot of time and angst by using the project management process groups as defined by the Project Management Institute. The project management process groups encompass taking a project from a stated business need all the way through full implementation. The process groups are initiation, planning, executing, closing, and monitoring and controlling. Here's a quick summary of each. Initiation. This is the first group of processes you will use to authorize and establish your project. I like to think of this stage of the project as the startup phase. I find it helpful to think of projects as micro businesses where the PM needs to facilitate decisions that are similar to starting a new business. These include: what is the project going to do, and more importantly, not do? What processes are we using to execute this thing? Who is going to be the team doing the work? Who is the ultimate decision maker? And who's going to pay for it and how much? What are the risks and constraints that we may face? Two key processes to use in this phase are documenting both the project charter and preliminary scope statement. In my opinion, the project charter is one of the most important documents, if not the most important document on a project. More to come in a future video. Planning. After you've obtained alignment on the overall scope of the project and you have your team in place, you'll then want to utilize planning processes to further elaborate on the scope of your project, usually in the form of business requirements. From there, you can then use what is called a work breakdown structure to identify all the tasks necessary to implement the business requirements. You'll then want to identify and document the dates, durations, dependencies, resource assignments, costs, and other key logistical information for your project in what is called the project schedule. There are many tools to use during this stage of the project, which I'll continue to cover in this series. Execution. This process group includes executing against the overall project plan. This includes assembling and training the team, setting up the information system to manage project information, setting up and holding project meetings, executing tasks and deliverables identified initially, as well as any approved change requests, corrective actions, preventative actions, and defect fixes throughout the project. Closing. You use closing processes during the stage of the project where it is time to formally terminate the project, hand off the final deliverables, close out contracts, transfer management responsibilities to the appropriate operational managers, and hold lessons learned meetings where you and your team identify and document what went well and what needs improvement going forward. Lastly, there is the monitoring and control process group. I put this one last because the processes in this group span the entire life cycle of the project, regardless of which methodology you use. This group includes using a change management process to prevent unintended scope creep, using a testing or verification process to ensure all business requirements are fulfilled, establishing a schedule and cost baselines to monitor variance to the original plan, using a task reminder system to help keep on track. In conclusion, you can think of these process groups collectively as one big toolbox, with each group a separate compartment combining similar tools. If you're just starting out with managing a project and aren't sure of all the tools you'll need, it's best to stick to a package off the shelf. As you gain more experience managing projects, you'll discover and add to your toolbox and learn when and how best to apply them. That's part of the fun of managing a project. I know I introduced a lot of jargon in this video, so if there is something in particular you'd like me to further explain in a future video, feel free to let me know in the comments. Also, if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate you clicking that like button. And if you'd like to see more project management tips like this, be sure to follow me. May you have continued success with your projects, and I'll see you in the next one.